Welcome back to Historic Coin Empire, the ultimate destination for passionate treasure hunters, curious collectors, and anyone fascinated by the hidden fortunes that might be resting quietly in everyday pocket change. Because today we are exploring the astonishing story of the 1997 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a seemingly ordinary piece of copper-plated zinc that under extraordinary circumstances has been rumored to reach an unbelievable $9 million due to rare errors, minting mistakes, transitional varieties, and unique characteristics that transform a common coin into a legendary prize. And while millions upon millions of 1997 pennies were struck for circulation by the United States Mint, the magic of numismatics teaches us that within mass production lies the slim but thrilling possibility of imperfection, and it is often those imperfections that drive value beyond imagination. So to understand how a 1997 1-cent coin could ever be associated with a $9 million valuation, we must first understand the history and structure of the Lincoln cent itself. Originally introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln cent became the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure rather than an allegorical symbol. And by 1997, the coin still carried the familiar Lincoln Memorial reverse introduced in 1959, depicting the Washington, D.C. Memorial with tiny initials FG for designer Frank Gasparo placed near the base of the structure. And in 1997, the coins were struck at Philadelphia without a mint mark, at Denver with a D mint mark, and in proof format at San Francisco with an S mint mark, and the vast majority of these coins were produced in the billions, struck on copper-plated zinc planchets weighing 2.5 grams with a composition of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating, meaning that in ordinary circulated condition they are worth exactly 1 cent, yet collectors know that the smallest deviation in design or metal can turn an everyday coin into a numismatic phenomenon. And among the most significant factors influencing potential million-dollar valuations are dramatic mint errors combined with extreme rarity and impeccable preservation. Because value in the coin market depends on rarity, condition, demand, and the compelling story behind the piece. And when a coin becomes unique or nearly unique due to an unintentional minting anomaly, competitive bidding among advanced collectors can drive prices into astonishing territory. And in the case of the 1997 cent, one of the most discussed varieties is the double die obverse, a phenomenon that occurs during the hubbing process when the working die receives more than one impression from the master hub at slightly misaligned angles, creating clear separation in design elements such as the date, the word liberty, or the motto "In God We Trust," and unlike machine doubling, which is flat and shelf-like, a true double die exhibits rounded, fully formed secondary images that are part of the die itself. And if a 1997 cent were discovered with extremely strong, unmistakable doubling across multiple devices, authenticated by major grading services and preserved in near-perfect mint state, the coin could command extraordinary premiums, especially if only one or two examples were confirmed. And beyond double dies, another dramatic error type involves off-center strikes where the blank planchet is not properly aligned between the dies during striking, resulting in a coin that shows a crescent-shaped blank area and partial design. And the greater the percentage off-center while still retaining the date and mint mark, the more desirable the coin becomes. And while moderate off-center strikes typically sell for hundreds or thousands depending on severity and condition, an extreme off-center strike combined with other rare features and pristine surfaces could dramatically increase value. And collectors also search for broad strikes where the retaining collar fails and allows the metal to spread outward without forming a proper rim, creating a wider, thinner coin, and clipped planchets where a portion of the blank was missing before striking due to misfeeding during the blanking process, producing curved or straight clips that are highly collectible, and die clashes where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving faint mirror image impressions of design elements. And while many of these errors individually do not reach seven-figure prices, the extraordinary scenario that fuels $9 million speculation involves a combination of rare traits layered onto a single coin. Because numismatic history shows that coins achieving multimillion-dollar sales are typically unique or nearly unique with dramatic stories. And if a 1997 cent were struck on the wrong metal planchet, such as a leftover bronze planchet from pre-1982 production, or even a foreign denomination planchet, and if that coin also displayed a strong double die obverse and was preserved in flawless red mint state graded MS-70, the convergence of multiple rare characteristics could create the perfect storm for an unprecedented auction result. And wrong planchet errors are among the most valuable mint mistakes because they reveal a breakdown in the mint's metal preparation and feeding system, and when authenticated they become tangible proof of an anomaly in the production line, and in some cases cents have been discovered struck on dime or foreign coin planchets, instantly increasing their rarity and desirability. And if such a dramatic wrong metal 1997 cent were the only known example, collectors building elite registry sets might compete fiercely for ownership, pushing the value into extraordinary territory, and registry set collecting has transformed modern numismatics by encouraging collectors to assemble the highest graded examples of each date and mint mark, with third-party grading services maintaining population reports that track how many coins exist at each grade level. And when a coin is the sole finest known example, it can command multiples of price guide estimates. And in modern coinage where billions are struck, high-grade survivors decades later are surprisingly scarce due to contact marks, handling, and environmental exposure, and red copper color designated RD. By grading services is especially prized, because over time copper-plated zinc cents often tone brown, and maintaining vibrant red luster for decades requires careful storage away from humidity and contaminants. And a 1997 cent with blazing original red surfaces free from spots, scratches, or carbon staining would already be desirable in top grade. But if it also featured a dramatic mint error, its value could multiply exponentially. And another fascinating possibility involves transitional design elements or hub variations, because even within a single year small adjustments can occur in master hubs or working dies, leading to subtle design differences that collectors later identify as distinct varieties. And the placement of the initials FG on the reverse, the spacing of letters in Liberty, or the shape of numerals in the date can sometimes reveal differences tied to specific die states. And if a previously unknown transitional variety were discovered unique to the 1997 production run, especially at a specific mint facility, the coin could quickly gain fame in the numismatic community, and fame itself plays a powerful role in valuation, because media attention and collector enthusiasm can amplify demand. And history provides examples of coins that achieved legendary status due to their uniqueness and story. And although most multimillion-dollar coins are from earlier centuries, the principle remains that rarity plus narrative equals value. And the $9 million figure often cited in sensational headlines represents a theoretical upper boundary under ideal conditions, including uniqueness, perfect grade, documented provenance, and intense bidding competition at a major auction house. And while everyday circulated 1997 cents are worth face value, the dream that one might discover a life-changing error coin in spare change continues to inspire roll searching and coin hunting across the country. And understanding the minting process helps explain how such errors occur, because planchets are fed into high-speed presses where obverse and reverse dies strike them with immense pressure, and any misalignment, debris, die fatigue, or mechanical malfunction can create anomalies. And over time dies develop cracks from stress, leading to raised lines or retained cuds on coins. And while minor die cracks are common and modestly valued, a massive retained cud obscuring part of the design can increase collector interest significantly. And die rotation errors where the reverse design is rotated relative to the obverse can also occur if the dies are improperly aligned, and dramatic rotations approaching 180 degrees are especially sought after. And again, while individually these errors might not reach millions, in combination with other unique features they contribute to overall rarity. And authentication is critical in establishing value because counterfeiters sometimes attempt to alter coins by adding mint marks or manipulating surfaces to simulate errors, and reputable grading services use magnification, weight measurement, metallurgical analysis, and expert comparison to confirm authenticity. And only certified examples would be considered for high-level auctions, and provenance adds another layer of desirability, because a coin discovered in an original mint roll or tied to a documented discovery story can attract more attention,